do hope you're all sorted for Christmas. But what does that actually mean? What does it mean to be sorted for Christmas? Does it mean that you've got all the presents wrapped? Does it mean that you've got your menu planned and your decorations hung? Or does sorted for Christmas look a little bit more metaphysical, perhaps, a little bit more spiritual in terms of the peace that you have in your heart and the way in which you're going to make Jesus a part of this celebration? Joining us on the program now is Dave Mann from the Hope Project Christmas, of course. Dave, I present that question to you. You all sorted for Christmas?
I really liked your introduction idea there. What's the first sign of Christmas in the house? I have to say, in our house, actually, my wife is a gift giver. Mm-hmm. We have literal boxes of gifts that get collected through the year. Yep. And need storing, that then we're spread across our entire bedroom, floor and bed, yep. to one by one be wrapped, going back into multiple boxes to go off to all of the relatives. That was the first sign of Christmas. My wife's industrious gift giving. Yep. But yeah, we do have slightly more planned.
Okay, no, there's good things that are happening there. But in terms of I suppose the more spiritual side of things and making sure that Jesus isn't lost in the tinsel and the discarded wrapping paper, what does that look like for you and your family, Dave?
Yeah, I mean, I firmly believe that we're a Christian secular nation. Okay. The comparison would be we're not an atheistic secular nation. Our background, our values, our freedoms, our equality, our charity, Christ is truly significant, and that story's been lost. And Christmas and Easter exist in the calendar as cultural reminders of that wider story, not just of Jesus' birth, death, and resurrection, but also of his influence in our culture. So I think it's pretty important that we make Christ visible. So actually on the church next door to where my office is, I helped put up a beautiful big nativity design with lights on it that a friend Kevin made last year. In our house, my wife's put up a Christmas banner on our front window that you can see from the road, and we've got another about to go on the gate. Temu, by the way, is it Temu.com? The one in China. Fantastic nativity things, really cheap. $6 for this banner I just bought for fun to see what it was like. Wow. We've got another nativity design I made, which was lent to a Christian event locally, but that comes back on a trailer soon, and that'll go on my roof to make sure none of the neighbours can sleep at night. We've got booklets that we've made this year called Unwrapping Christmas as well. So I'll be off to hang out with various relatives, and some of those gatherings I'll be giving those to my various relatives. They're gentle. I'm involved in the process, so that's a part of the ongoing faith conversation with them. That's give or take. That's around about it. But just little things that we can each do. I believe it makes a difference.
Can I unpack the unwrapping one, actually? Because, I mean, for regular listeners to the show, they'll go, oh, Dave, he's the Hope Project guy, which does involve little booklets. Is this kind of like the Christmas equivalent of the Easter Hope booklets, the Unwrapping Christmas ones?
Well, sort of a yes and a no. Okay. I think the Easter ones are far more explicit in their faith with testimony and the testimony of history. The Christmas one we've created is for sale instead of free. Yep. And it's more specifically looking at Christmas as a cultural festival, not just a religious one, and what that means. So therefore going to the actual heritage of things like Santa Claus or even Christmas trees and mistletoe. Where did 25th December come from? How did it become a cultural festival, but then concluding, of course, with the spiritual meaning? So, it's simple reading. It's the same size as a Hope Project booklet, but it is a different approach to content, purposed really for people who aren't church people. Yeah. It's not at all pushy, it's fully gentle, but it's also clear thinking.
Now, not everybody is as organised as your wife, Dave, and I suspect you aren't as organised as your wife either, particularly when it comes to preparing for Christmas. So is it too late? I mean, these are available for purchase. It sounds like a good conversation starter or something to slip into a Christmas stocking or just under the wrapping paper on a Christmas gift. Is it too late? Again, not everybody can mail out as quickly as Temu. But if people got in contact with you and your team, could they purchase and get sent to them unwrapped Christmas in time for the big day?
Yeah, I mean, I think to order this week, you should be able to get them before Christmas itself. I mean, Temu, again, their postage times are pretty impressive and their prices are good. But, I mean, just to throw other ideas, Andrew, at the same time, most people are on social media. Yeah. put something on that reflects Jesus. Most people live at a house. I don't know where you live if you don't. Do something that reflects Christ. Like Sarah in our office was saying that they've got a Christmas nativity window decal. Her daughter put it on her bedroom window because that looks out across the park with a walkway.
Okay.
So it's just a case, I think, of all of us looking for the little things we can do. Buy Christmas cards with nativities on them. The Warehouse and other places sell them. The Warehouse this year had an amazing, the Advent calendar with chocolate pieces inside it with nativity imagery. Absolutely fantastic. Go down and buy those. Give them to a whole lot of kids. Just
Apparently,
each person find the thing you can do.
Apparently, Dave, the Advent calendars, because there's good news. They're on special at the moment at the Warehouse, and day one you get to eat at least 12 pieces of chocolate. So that's it's an extra special incentive. Hey, not sponsored by the Warehouse, but good on them for having Jesus Advent calendars. Who would have thought, right?
No, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, the basic idea here, Andrew, is right that if Christians don't keep Christ in Christmas, no one else will.
Yeah.
And I'd say that by doing things, we raise the perception, like a water level inside our culture, that Christianity is still intrinsic to Christmas. And that then becomes the platform for conversation, because now it's acceptable to have Christianity inside of Christmas. And that conversational platform and culture, that's valuable.
Yeah.
That's so valuable. It's so important. So, I don't know. I mean, I can share stories of what things I've seen, Andrew. I don't know.
Now,
do you want more?
Well, exactly. Now, you've been doing the Hope Christmas for quite some time, and just the simple idea of saying, hey, can we get more Jesus in Christmas? Anyone? Perhaps some nativity scenes at churches. And this is really starting to get some momentum now. Initially, people thought, oh, yeah, that's probably a good idea, and people have started. But it seems like every year they add an extra something. It's like that one family that's got too many Christmas lights. Dave, you're that family in your neighbourhood. You know it's true. But every year we've got to take it to the next level. And some churches may have started this a few years ago. And hey, we've got lights and the nativity characters bolted to every surface of our church externally at the moment. And they're going to be adding more between now and Christmas week. Tell us some of those stories. How are churches, how are households responding to this?
Yeah, I mean, I think where it starts, like you said, is that churches maybe do something, but the real hope here is that individuals do, or that churches together do. So, for example, I actually scribbled down before our conversation just things from this last week. You've got churches in Harwood involved in the Christmas parade, so Christ is seen, and they've got booklets to be able to give out along the way.
Yeah.
Had an email from someone in Palmerston North. They'd gone around looking at houses with different Christmas lights as a community thing in Palmerston North.
Yep.
They were horrified to see nothing of Christ.
Yeah.
So they thought, I better fix this. And so they've sent photos of some billboards and artwork that they've designed that's now sitting on their front lawn for everybody to see.
Wow.
An old guy called Rob in our church came up to me. He's got himself a whole lot of the old real estate signs that are white on the back, and he's created a whole nativity design and then a star with lights on it that's along his fence, along a busy road, drawing attention to it. Michael and our team here was driving through Edgecombe, went to a cafe, and there was a Christmas tree that was more akin to a cross, and then there was a whole range of different Christmas nativity things in there and Christian Christmas carols playing.
Wow.
And again, it was just a great environment to be in. There's a guy locally who's a police chaplain. He's been in at least 5 times getting more of the booklets the last couple of weeks because he's found them so easy to give away, and he's been enjoying really good conversations. And then from a place called Ararimu, do you know where that is?
Central Plateau, is that correct?
I thought Ararimu was South Auckland.
Okay, no, well,
but anyway,
geography
I'm not
failed
sure.
for me, Dave. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, from Ararimu, wherever that awesome place is, there's a park, and we've got some photos of someone who's been creating these like nativity like models, like a donkey with a Mary on the back of it sort of thing.
Yeah.
But they're actually placed inside and amongst the trees inside parks for children to discover, along with signs that just have a scripture or a part of the story. And so it's just all these different types of creativity that people are engaging in that are helping Christ be seen, which I suggest becomes the platform for the conversation and for the storytelling.
Yeah, there's such a good idea. And I love now that there's now community. As you say, there's now social media and community around this. There's no copyright on this. let's steal each other's ideas and let's try and do one better. Let's try and outdo each other as homes and communities and churches on how much of the nativity story we can get out there at this time of the year. Dave, thanks for what you and your team are doing with this fantastic initiative. Glad to see that some of those seedlings have turned into saplings and mighty oaks one day will be. Now, if people wanted to find out more, and definitely this week would be the last week to order the Unwrapping Christmas booklets. What's the contact details? How do they find out more and connect with what you guys are doing?
Yep, two references. The first is altogether.co.nz. You'll find our Christmas page with a myriad of ideas from around the country.
Yep.
The second is holyspirit.co.nz, which isn't actually a website. It's just have a talk to God and say, God, give me some creativity. What could I do in my community to help you be seen and to help you be known? Pray, and then do what God tells you to do.
Hey, it possibly is a website, and if it isn't, somebody should snap up that domain. But yes, go to the website, but also talk to God about this. Dave, again, thanks for what you and the team do. Thanks for joining us today.
Brilliant. Thanks, Andrew.
Hey, thanks very much for joining us in the Rhema studio. Thanks very much for watching the interview. It's kind of nice to have an audience, actually. And if you did like what you watched, then do give us a like, do give us the thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more interviews like that one, or perhaps even better, subscribe and those interviews will come straight to you. Don't forget to turn on your notifications, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.